Hello EFD squad and welcome back to the UCL review where me and Ginge look at the best games from the Champions League this week just gone. Starting with Dortmund versus Real Madrid, which was f***ing salivating, wasn't it, mate? What a feast of football.
It was obviously 3-1 to Los Blancos at the Westfalenstadion, and Cristiano Ronaldo popped up yet again on his 400th appearance for Real Madrid. Incredible statistics before this game. 409 goals, 112 assists in 399 appearances. How on earth is that even possible? His actual record at the Westfalenstadion is pretty good as well. He'd already scored 3 at that stadium. However, Real Madrid not necessarily the best fortunes away from home in Germany against Borussia Dortmund. They haven't won there before this game, obviously, in their last 6 attempts, which I was pretty surprised by.
Going against the grain.
And they lost 3. However, Cristiano Ronaldo stepped up, as he always does. 5 shots on the night, 12 touches inside the box. How on earth are Dortmund letting Cristiano Ronaldo have 12 touches inside the box? It boggles the mind. That's the most on the team. But he did complete a big fat 0 dribbles, kind of pointing towards the fact that he's maybe becoming more of an out-and-out striker, less of a winger, although his heat map was predominantly on the right. I personally think he's now an out-and-out.
Yeah, I think that happened last season and probably the 6 months that preceded that. But this is it. The evolution's happened, hasn't it? And he's demonstrating it here. He actually now has 14 goals in his last 7 Champions League appearances.
That's insane.
Saving him for the big night is obviously working extremely well for Zidane. And his second goal was the pick of the bunch as he beat Berkey, at his near post yet again. However,
rubbish keeper.
He clearly has a problem at his near post. Allowed Harry Kane and Son to score, didn't he? In the same manner against Spurs. But the Swiss #1 still made 7 saves on the night.
Big number.
So this could have been an even bigger scoreline for Los Blancos, including an incredible stop from a Sergio Ramos header in the dying embers of the game. We have to take into account as well, prior to this, Borussia Dortmund had the best defence in Germany. They'd only conceded 1 in 6 games domestically, so something was working for Peter Bosz and his newfound philosophy that he's put on this side. But they couldn't handle Real Madrid's counter-attack as a result of committing those men as part of that game plan really far up the pitch. Piszczek and Castro, who were the left back and right back respectively, actually completed the most passes in Real Madrid's final third of anyone on that Borussia side. Both 80 plus, that shows you how much, exactly what Joe's just done, how far they are up that pitch. The latter, that was Castro, actually completed 5 tackles on the night as well. Good performance. And I thought he was brilliant. It was a great duel between him and Dani Carvajal down that left flank. And I'd say, but while the shot count was similar between the two sides, Real Madrid produced better chances. They had 16 shots, the Los Blancos, all but 2 came from inside the box. Yeah, I mean, there was also the little Sergio Ramos handball, wasn't there? So we just mentioned that because I know that a load of Barcelona fans will be going, oh, you're biased in the comments. We're not, he's a cheat.
But let's mention Gareth Bale quickly as well, because he has started the season really, really well. Over the summer, a lot of people were talking about, is he in decline? Is this his final season? Should Madrid sell him? And he started the season so well. 3 goals, 3 assists. I think he's contributed to the most goals of any Real Madrid player. And obviously, the goal is an absolute Martin Luther King. It's an incredible finish. Beautiful ball by Dani Carvajal. And then he just meets it, doesn't he? First time on the volley. Berkey, could he save it? Could he not? Nevertheless, top bins. And now Dani Carvajal. What a player. In my opinion, I tweeted it out the other day, I think he's the best right back in the world.
Yeah, and he's so industrious. He's very really tennis Jonathan Ross. He's really well-rounded, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he completed the most dribbles on the night of any Real Madrid player. I think he's excellent going backwards. He overlaps really well. Could have got a goal on the night as well when he cut inside. Probably should have scored.
That was greedy. He should have squared that.
Yeah, he probably either should have squared it or he had to score. But nevertheless, I think Carvajal was the best right back in the world. Gareth Bale looks revitalised. Despite the fact Real Madrid are struggling in the league, I thought they were really, really impressive against Dortmund. Yeah,
and they actually completed, this is an impressive stat, all of their take-ons. all of their take-ons attempted even. The first team to do so since Juventus in 2013. So that team of superstars were just at it, weren't they? And one man who is, well, the heart of that team arguably is Toni Kroos. He's making it all happen, keeping it ticking over, springing those counter-attacks with his 92% pass accuracy, 72 passes on the night, 4 chances created, 2 tackles won and 1 interception.
Wow. Incredible.
But let's talk a little bit about Dortmund because we're starting to fanboy about Real Madrid. Aubameyang was a constant threat on the night, scored his 13th goal of the season. That's the most of any striker in Europe's top 5 leagues. So Alba picking up where he left off last season, he's on fire. But despite only conceding 1, I still think Real Madrid's defence is a little bit suspect. Sergio Ramos's positioning is a little bit gung-ho. Not sure if Casemiro, who is an incredible tackler, actually defends the space all that well. There was quite a big gap between Real Madrid's midfield and their defence. 10 of the 16 shots from Dortmund came outside the box, which would suggest that Real Madrid are nice and compact in their own 18-yard box. However, as I said, gaps in the midfield.
I'll tell you what I am excited about, though, is Real Madrid versus Tottenham Hotspur. Because they cannot leave those type of gaps with Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen working in and around the areas.
Yes, I agree. Terrible start for German sides in the Champions League. German teams have only won 1 in 5 of the season's UCL games. Obviously changed last night as Bayern Munich, who we're going to touch upon later, lost as well. The league's worst start in 10 years. But where will this season's Champions League winners come from? Let us know in the poll yonder.
Next up, Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid. Woo! What a result for the Blues last night. Obviously a 91st minute winner via Michy Batshuayi, or Batsman, as he's come out and put on his Twitter. And I have to say, they fully deserved the win. 18 shots, 13 shots from inside the box.
That's not something you associate with Atletico Madrid either, is it?
No, 100% not. 4 shots on target, obviously dominated possession as well. Steven Gerrard, I was watching his punditry after the game, and I actually kind of agreed. He said that Barcelona and Real Madrid haven't done that to Atletico. Chelsea tore them apart last night. It's very rare you see a team go behind to Atletico and then come back and win the game.
Yeah.
And they did that really well. Before the game, Atletico Madrid had kept 18 clean sheets in their last 22 European games, which backs up my point that you never see teams come back and win.
They know how to defend the lead, don't they? Yeah.
Exactly. And get this, only 2 visiting teams have scored 2 or more goals versus Atletico Madrid in the last decade of Champions League football.
Holy
Unbelievable. Obviously Chelsea. But do you know who the other one is? If you do, let us know in the comments.
Have we got any smart arses? Of course we have. This is Euro Football Daily. I reckon they'll get it in the first 10 comments.
No way.
No way. He says no way. Prove him wrong. But yeah, Alvaro Morata on the night, he continued his excellent form in Europe, didn't he, for the Blues, absolutely bullying their defence. And Diego Godin. No one does that to Diego Godin. That guy is an absolute rock normally. But he became the first opposition to score at Atleti's new stadium.
Ooh.
Until then,
Real Madrid boy scoring at Atletico's new stadium.
Yes, gotta hurt. So far in his last 7 games, Morata has 7 goals and 2 assists. Is he the most informed striker in Europe right now? No, because Aubameyang is.
Harry Kane is.
Well, we just said Aubameyang was in the last section.
That's
13 goals.
Harry Kane's got fucking ridiculous.
The stats don't lie. Harry Kane, I could score a goal against Nicosia.
Oh.
Sorry, Nicosia fans, but you know. Yeah, and those 7 goals have actually come from 10 shots on target in all competitions.
Lethal. He's so lethal with his head.
Yeah. Well, what he is he's composed, he's intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's a really powerful runner, which I didn't actually notice
prior
to this season.
Especially into the channels.
Yeah, he's working a bit wider for Chelsea than he was for Real Madrid.
Brilliant
he was the point man when he was on for Los Blancos, wasn't he? But yeah,
player.
Eden Hazard as well, back with a mother-trucking bang.
What a performance.
Oh, he was like Swiss chocolate, even though he's Belgian, but you know, near each other.
Belgian beer.
He was man of the match, yeah. He went down like a smooth Belgian beer. Better analogy, well done. 7 chances created, 6 take-ons, 4 shots, 2 crosses, 1 assist, and he hit the beans on toast, Joseph.
So,
I mean, one, get him in your fantasy team now. And two, how far can this Chelsea side go in Europe? Because Conte doesn't have an impressive record in the competition.
No, he doesn't.
So, will he prove the doubters wrong? Let us know on Twitter. Ooh, mixed it up. Last but not least, we have Paris's demolition of Bayern Munich. Joe, what happened to the Bavarians?
Goodness me, Ancelotti obviously returning to his old stomping ground, and it didn't go well. 3-0 to PSG, and now it looks like he's hanging by a thread. He's apparently in crisis talk, and he is set to be sacked by the end of the day. Obviously, we're shooting this in the morning, so he hasn't been sacked at this stage, but it does seem like he's going.
Not replaced with Nagelsmann, as many thought. Apparently, it's Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel is leading the betting, but Nagelsmann is an outside shout. So I think it's going to be Thomas Tuchel, who is actually a Bavarian-born boy, isn't he?
He is.
So
got it out.
He could well come back to the Bundesliga with a bang if Ancelotti were to move on. They actually played okay last season. On paper, if you looked at the stats, you would be a bit surprised that they lost 3-0. They had more shots, 16 to 12. They had more shots on target, 7 to 5, not 7 to 15. And they had 62% possession. But PSG at home are almost unbeatable. They've lost one of their last 43 games at the Parc des Princes. One of their last 43 games. It's an absolutely unbelievable record.
That is sickening.
I know, and Bayern Munich don't like going there either. Played 3, lost 3. It's the worst record they've got away from home against any European team.
It's a bad omen.
It's not a good sign, and for Ancelotti, it could well be the end of a very, very... Actually, well, first season was all right, wasn't it? Won the Bundesliga. So,
I mean, not
second season, not too good, though. Despite the inferior stats, though, PSG's front 3. What can you say about them?
Oh, sickening.
Good.
They need arresting.
Good God. Obviously, they all got a goal or got an assist. It's incredible at this stage. Mbappe, the things he was doing out on that pitch, it's just obscene. Neymar, as well, loves playing against Bayern Munich, doesn't he? He scored in back-to-back Champions League appearances against the Bavarians. Oh, but please, somebody talk to me about Mbappe, because I'm salivating. Mate, he's turning humans into terracotta warriors.
He's their greatest export since Brie, isn't he?
Yeah, it's fit.
It's
fucking disgusting.
Get a grape on that cracker, absolutely. But yeah, expected goals for this game was actually 1.7 to 0.8 in PSG's favour. So like you said, Bayern might have created more chances, but it was this front 3 who were being decisive in this game. And it helps when you've got Rabiot and Verratti behind you springing those counter-attacks. They actually won 6. They completed 6 interceptions between the pair of them, although Thiago Alcantara completed 5. But he is a one-man machine.
Yes, he is.
And, you know, he's probably disappointed with the contribution
of his
teammates.
He didn't even play that well last night, Thiago.
No, he didn't, but no one did. Bayern clearly had a game plan, though. Attack Dani Alves' wing and bombard that PSG box with crosses.
Yes.
However, the rear guard of PSG, which hasn't got a lot of coverage in the media, stood firm, Joseph, completing 47 clearances. To give you some perspective, Bayern's back four completed 8. 47 clearances and 21 blocks, with captain Thiago Silva clearing off the line as well. Neymar. I mean, what can you say about him?
Neymar could have had a hattie last night.
Neymar.
I didn't get our third gear.
He completed 10 dribbles last night, and this wasn't against a bunch of grape farmers. It wasn't against a second-rate side from, you know, the lower echelons of the Liga. This was Bayern Munich, and he's completing 10 dribbles. The guy is sick in the head. But yeah,
it's outrageous, isn't it? It is outrageous.
And now PSG have scored 11 goals against Bayern Munich, more than any other opposition in the Champions League, apart from Barcelona, who they've scored 16 against. So PSG love playing against Bayern. Bayern can't win at PSG. It was always going to happen.
Yeah, well, Mbappe though, we've run out of words to describe him at his age.
Superlatives. Yeah, I mean the running power of the kid.
The stride length.
The sort of stats might not reflect his contribution, but he was running Nicolas Sula ragged, dragging people out of positions. I mean, Nicolas Sula is, I think, he's still looking for him somewhere in the Parc des Princes.
Apparently, David Alaba had to go for an MRI after last night's games. His brain had just melted. And then it had gone.
Well, I mean,
not true, by the way.
And it's not the last time he'll do that to someone this season. No, you know, not make someone go for an MRI. That's ridiculous. But
his brain
Mbappe, best young player in the world, probably. Let us know in the comments below. So that was this week's Champions League review. Obviously, back in 2 weeks' time, Do you want to see us cover a specific team? Get at us in the comments on Twitter, on Instagram. I quite want to cover Napoli.
Do you?
But they beat Feyenoord, didn't warrant inclusion.
I want to cover United, spanking another team. But
yeah,
you can't cover him, it's biased. Lukaku scores too many goals.
Boring. And if you enjoyed this, go and watch Stat Wars, the champions from the weekend, last weekend. And you, I believe, are playing George in this Saturday's edition. So look out for that as well. And, you know, go and watch stuff on Joe's new channel, Balls Up. Bye.